Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, and we are churning through this revisit of our myth series. And this one is going to be fruit. We talked about how asparagus last time is, not necessarily the panacea we all need and should consume. But what gets thrown out often is fruit because, Adam, it has sugar in it, and so we cannot have fruit. Why is that?
That's the biggest reason this myth started, is sugar is the devil. Now, one thing I will say, to an extreme spectrum, you just wouldn't want to consume all of your carbs from fruit. That would not be a great thing, and here's why. Fructose basically gets converted to liver glycogen, not muscle glycogen. So a little bit of fruit goes a long way in refilling that liver glycogen, but then you need starch for muscle glycogen. So I think a serving or two of fruit a day is fine. But if you're eating, and I actually had a client who did this, she ate bananas like crazy, morning, midday, night, and the 2 meals in between. And I just said, we have to get some starch in your system. And I don't want you to think fruit is bad. I didn't want to go on the other end of the spectrum. But you need that starch for glycogen in muscle tissue, good muscular contraction, good training. And I would say, especially when your diet is low, you want to make sure you just refill that liver glycogen. And when carbs are low, making sure you get enough starch, when there's very minimal to begin with. So that's kind of my stance. Not saying that that is correct, and just saying all fruit is bad, but you do want to manage fruit to some degree.
Yep. I'll probably put a little bit of a tighter boundary on some of those things you suggested, but I will say, I'm going to defend your client and say any good primate should have bananas in their diet. I recently just shared with my wife, I think she actually saw it on social media in my feed, that a banana a day, just like the old an apple a day keeps the doctor away, is very strong evidentially at reducing your risk of cancer. And so there are definitely some properties and nutrients in bananas, not even just the individual vitamins, but some of the phytochemicals that very specifically attack cancer cells. So, another good part of coevolution is different species evolve together, interacting with each other. But don't forget that fruit is not just fructose. Most fruit has more glucose than fructose. So with fruit, you're still getting something that's going to replenish muscle glycogen as well. And we always come back to context, Adam. We're in a calorie deficit. So yes, if every meal you have not a gluttonous portion, but enough, it's enough to trigger fat storage, then extra fructose in that meal from any source, table sugars have fructose, may end up being stored as body fat. But especially in a calorie deficit, that's just not going to happen. So as you said, you're going to either replenish liver glycogen, or that fructose will circulate through the bloodstream, and then the liver will actually convert it back into glucose. Some of it may be fatty acids. So it's just absolutely a myth that you should avoid fruit. And I would say, even up to maybe half of your allowable starch. So let's, have enough fiber for your GI system. But I've seen people eat up to half of their food from fruit because, like you said, Adam, some people just want this and they want to know where their boundaries are. And they just lose weight faster. They look better. They feel better, because that means you're not getting quite as many heavy grains. And whether or not you have any gluten sensitivity or not, sometimes just eating less wheat and so forth and a little bit cleaner digesting fruit source can be better. So I would say certainly fruit is not bad. That's a myth. Here's the reason why scientifically, but maybe up to half or so that you can still get some other foods.
I like that. I think that's a good rule. And there's just a ton of, like you said, antioxidants and vitamins that should just really never be completely avoided.
Absolutely. I'm a 100% on that for sure. This is a big part of health that should not be overlooked, just to eat more bagels or low carb bread products. All right, guys, I think we got 1 or 2 more left in this series, so stay tuned and we're going to close this out. We'll keep coming back and revisiting myths as they come up, but we're excited to get another series to you next time as well. So stay tuned and we'll wrap this up in Contest Prep University in the next episode.